A week after Election Day, we're getting a clearer picture of the men and women who will surround President-elect Donald Trump when he returns to the White House in January. CBS News has learned Trump is expected to name South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem as his Homeland Security Secretary. The Trump ally drew controversy earlier this year when she detailed killing her dog decades ago in a section of her new book. Trump has also announced he is choosing Florida Congressman Mike Waltz as his national security advisor. That role does not require Senate confirmation. Another Florida lawmaker is set to be Trump's top diplomat. Sources tell CBS News he's expected to pick Senator Marco Rubio as Secretary of State. Rubio was one of the finalists to be Trump's vice president this campaign. The two were initially rivals when they both ran for president back in 2016. CBS News political reporter Jake Rosen joins us now from West Palm Beach, Florida. Jake, let's go ahead and start with Kristi Noem. How does her appointment factor in to Trump's plan for mass deportations of undocumented immigrants?
Well, she's kind of the final point in the data matrix between Donald Trump, his policies, and the plans that he wants to do. Tom Homan, who will be the, quote, border czar, and Stephen Miller, longtime Trump aide for the last 10-plus years, was a critical part of the immigration policy in the first Trump administration, in addition to a speechwriter, and was a very frequent guest on the campaign trail down the stretch here in 2024. All those people, plus Kristi Noem, who's been a hardliner on immigration in South Dakota, those three people will basically come up with the plans for specifically how these mass deportations will work, how to address the price tag, which will be exorbitant, as we've reported at CBS News, in addition to exactly what other parts of that looks like in terms of border funding, funding for ICE agents, and more.
We mentioned Marco Rubio and Mike Waltz. Trump also announced today he's selected former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee as ambassador to Israel. What do these picks tell us about how Trump will approach foreign policy in his second term?
Well, those three people are pretty hawkish on things like China and Russia, people who will be firm on the foreign stage. We've been told that, especially with people like Rubio, the ties to Susie Wiles, Trump campaign manager turned now chief of staff, can't be under red, right? That's a big Florida connection in terms of a very critical spot. And Rubio's spot on the Senate Intelligence Committee was another thing that earned him some praise from allies. We'll see exactly what Mike Huckabee would bring to the table. He would have to get confirmed. Unlike Walz, who is just an appointment, and Rubio, who would obviously have to be appointed by his peers in the Senate. But again, a big move towards foreign affairs for this Trump administration. A lot of people were worried that with J.D. Vance and Tucker Carlson around, maybe these kinds of people wouldn't be in, but these are GOP stalwarts in terms of foreign policy.
A couple of names that we have heard are being widely speculated as potentially getting cabinet members or some other roles in the administration. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Elon Musk. They were out on the campaign trail quite a bit with Trump. Do we have any insight on if they're headed for certain posts?
Nothing quite yet, Lindsay. We'll see exactly what kind of roles officially there would be for Elon Musk. I think his business interests and business conflicts with places like Russia and China would potentially prevent him from being confirmed by the Senate, although he's been at Mar-a-Lago here in West Palm Beach, posing for pictures with the Trump family and being a constant presence there since Election Day, in addition to being there on election night, that CBS News reported. In addition to that, RFK, in terms of whether he gets the Health and Human Services role or not, he's been continuing in media interviews to tout what he would do, and in private statements and private fundraisers to tout what he would do in terms of dismantling things like the FDA and mass firings, although an official role would have to take place and he would have to get nominated and confirmed before any of that could happen. Otherwise, it just seems like to be Kennedy touting what he would do ahead of time.
Jake Rosen, thank you.